What's up, YouTube? This is GalacticGod, and welcome to the episode of Yugioh Chat. Now, first off, let me give a couple of quick shout-outs. The first one being to your YugiTuber, the second one being to just Yu-Gi-Oh, the third one being to II Open Packs, and the fourth one being to Pakin the Punch. If you guys could, please go check out their channels, rate, like, comment, subscribe to all their stuff. Any kind of help and feedback I'm sure will be greatly appreciated by them. I've also been thinking about starting up a new segment here on my channel, a question and answer kind of video series, if you guys will. I've seen other YugiTubers do similar stuff on their channel. If this is something that you would like me to do, please go ahead and leave me some kind of question in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer it on the video if I decide to make this an actual segment. And with that kind of said and out of the way, I'd like to get on to this week's discussion. And that is, how do you explain to someone what Yu-Gi-Oh is? To better illustrate this, I've decided to kind of use a real-life example, something that happened to me. I'm going to talk to you guys about a time when I kind of explained to one of my coworkers what Yu-Gi-Oh is. And to give you kind of guys a better understanding of the situation, this gentleman that I'm going to be explaining it to is probably in his late 40s, early 50s. And I was in the break room at my work, and I was talking to some of my coworkers about, the videos and stuff that I post up on YouTube and just Yu-Gi-Oh in general. And this guy had overheard me, and he came over to me, and he's like, "What is this Yu-Gi-Oh that I always hear you talking about?" And I kind of told him, well, it's a card game that I collect and play. And he was like, "Is it like Pokemon?" And at first I was like, what the hell? This guy knows about Pokemon? I was like, he's way too old for that. But then I thought, well, maybe his grandkids or something, played, and that's how he heard about it or something like that. And I was like, no. It's not like Pokemon. Pokemon is a children's card game. Yu-Gi-Oh is what real men play. And then he looked at me like, what the heck? And then I kind of laughed, and he laughed. And then I kind of just tried to explain to him a little bit better, kind of breaking the tension or, all that kind of jazz that you would do with someone when they first learn about it. And I kind of told him that Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of like a cross between collecting baseball cards, playing poker, and playing an actual board game like, Uno or something like that. And he was kind of confused at first. I just kind of told him, well, it's got a collectible aspect to it, similar to baseball cards. And I used baseball cards as an example because I figured this guy's old, so he probably collected baseball cards when he was young. And then I used poker because there's strategy involved in the actual game and deciding what move you do, and that there's tournaments and a competitiveness to it. And of course, board games or card games like Uno because it's got kind of a fun playability that kids like in that aspect of it. And through kind of explaining that to him and equivalating it a little bit to the Pokemon game, which he was for some reason familiar with already, he kind of slowly understood it. And, I kind of explained to him what I do, how I, first got into it, collecting it and playing it and all that kind of jazz. And, over time it kind of, understood, I guess, what Yu-Gi-Oh is. If you guys ever had any kind of similar experience to this, what happens when you have to explain to someone what Yu-Gi-Oh is? How do you guys do it? In the comment section below, let me know how it is that you guys explain what Yu-Gi-Oh is to people who don't know it. What kind of examples do you use to relate it to? Or do you just kind of blow it off like, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know what you're talking about? What is it that you do to explain to people how you explain to them about this hobby that you guys like? And I guess that's it for this week. This is GalacticGod.